How do I black it out again?
Go to C4.
Hey, good afternoon. You know what? I think this close-up isn't so good considering I'm getting a little old. So, and there's no makeup around here. But who cares? As long as we have the right charts and, stay consistent and keep managing our positions without opinions and following our process, it's okay. I could get a little bags under the eyes. Anyway, I did shave today for Fox Business. How does it look? A little close-up? The receding hairline's not great, though. I'll tell you that much, so close-up. So anyway, you know what? I'm going to do the recap with the exact same charts and markups I had in the morning. So, again, I'm going to, while we're doing the morning call and recap this way, I feel like I want to give you guys some education on my thought process as we go through and why there were some lines there and whether they mattered for adjusting or they didn't. So today was a pretty quiet day. The main thought was, okay, as long as we're above the 8-day moving average on the S&P cash, you can't get too bearish. It actually put it in a higher low today. And then I figured let's look at our go-to list and look at what positions we're massaging and how do I get involved in long things, because we're acting well. And I want to, get back into my portfolio approach that I took off when things got a little wishy-washy right before I left. So anyway, let's just get right to it. Here's a chart of the S&P cash. If you come here, look on this side, you will see this is what I wrote this morning. At this point, I just went over it, so I'm going to erase this. Goodbye, because tomorrow we'll write something new. Here's the chart. What did we do today? We held above the 8-day. We closed a tiny bit above Monday's high. So this is still looking constructive. This is still looking like a nice bull flag. This is why I'm in a portfolio approach again. So we'll see what happens. Do we need another inside day and wait for bank earnings, or not, or a deal at this point? This is where we are. What was encouraging for the bulls today? The IWM. Look at that. We drew this morning. IWM. I was thinking about being long that also as an indice, but I don't really want to be in like 6-7 longs and options. I wrote to you guys about a lot of options and an indice, but this does look like it's ready to go tomorrow. Looks, like a textbook. Look at this textbook. Nice wedge pattern brushing up here. Now it's back above the 200-day. Has authority. I probably should go back to my chair and buy some of this if it's not trading up after hours. That's how good it looks. And then you had the Qs. The Qs, we talked about how it didn't even get to the 8-day, and technology was pretty good the last 2 days. What did the Qs do today? Woo, look at that, poking its head above this pivot that we wrote down. This pivot was very important yesterday. It's not as important now. This high here of 185.53 is now more important, because in order to get higher, what do we have to get above and stay above? Or if we open up above it and we trim some longs, what do we have to stay above to build? These are the things that I say that you need to understand why I'm saying them. So when things react, you could react, because I'm not always going to be tweeting to you what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. You need to know I'm giving you the plan here. I'm giving you the plan and the blueprint to adjust. When you pick whatever positions out of the 15 to 20 I go over, maybe you're in more positions than me. Maybe you're only in 2. Maybe you disagree, whatever it is. Maybe some days you agree, but you need to know how to manage them. Okay, because I'm not always going to be able to tell you what I'm doing, and that's what the VTF's for. The VTF monitors it tick by tick. When I take things off, when I put them on, when I get flat, etc. Every now and then, though, I could tweet at you guys if I have the bandwidth and I'm at my desk and I'm moving along for more than a few seconds, then whatever. So that's that. So let's get to the stock. So first stock I went over was Apple. In the morning, it was trading down 60-70 cents. First initial thought was, hey, if Apple could hold the old breakout of 197.5, maybe it goes green for a good trade, and maybe it helps some of the options we had left over. Apple reacted pretty well. Okay, 197-ish. Nice option strategy for us while I was on my trip yesterday. It reversed after hitting 202. Now it needs to hold 197 area to keep this current upstrength in. It held even above that, so now this is done for tomorrow. We'll come up with something new depending on how it's opening up, but all in all, this little, topping tail is now being, what's the word, digested, and it's rebuilding. Same way this was pretty ugly and it led to a little bit of a downside. Well, this didn't lead to much of a downside. So at this point, all I have is a call spread on. I did not buy Apple today. I probably could have. I bought it for a quick trade, but which I didn't tweet to you guys, just so you know, because you can't tweet that so fast. And then, about 9:40, 9:45, I started writing some quick thoughts. And those quick thoughts are some things you've already know how I navigate. So those are the quick thoughts that I'm thinking about and talking about on the radio. So I also had a second finally to tweet them to you. But anyway, Apple looks pretty good. Apple, I guess, you know, you could draw this line in like this, and I don't know how many days it takes to maybe get over that line, but you know, we'll see. Looking pretty good. You know, I came in with the Amazon call spread, but I also wanted to figure out a way to buy this stock in case it continues to trend. So Amazon looks good. I did buy it towards the end of the day. Looks like another nice little bull flag here. You know, why did I buy the stock? Because it, you know, held the 8-day. It's closing okay. I know I'll be buying it at 1853, and my call spread gets capped out because I bought the 1800s around 30, and I sold the 1850s around 10. So above 1850, you know, and I'm at my desk now. I'm not in Eastern Europe. I could trade it. So, you know, that was that was the thought in the morning. Now tomorrow's thought will change. Facebook acted very well today. I got back involved. Why did I get back involved? Because it, you know, held in here pretty decently. You know, I know tomorrow if it was to get above 179.19, I'd probably be buying it. So figured I could be back in it, even though it's a news play and it's a little bit of a battleground. I feel comfortable that it's absorbed some pretty bad news. So even when it gaps down hard, there's a way to trade around it. So I am in some again, and it was about $1 lower when I tweeted to you guys when I was trading versus a low. So it's okay. We have some room. Netflix was not fun today. I lost money trying to buy it. Didn't hold it above 366.74, so that was important. Still hangs around. It's just being Netflix. Like Netflix has been this choppy, crazy, dumb range for that long. But I guess, you know, to absorb a move like this, that's why when it goes fast, you better be there. You know, so if this all of a sudden gets above this and has volume and then gets above 379, it's probably gonna have to be after earnings. You better get there fast, especially if you've been trying to play this range. As of now, it's just hanging there. Twitter was off today. Not a great looking day, but not the end of the world. So tomorrow we'll see what happens here. You know, my thought would be, hey, you know, if Twitter opens up flat, it'd be like, you know, Twitter had a little relative weakness yesterday. As long as it holds, what is this, 34.51-ish, it should be fine. If you're in it from lower and don't want to get chopped up, maybe give it a little bit more room. But I would think, you know, going sideways here would keep it good. It does get a little sloppy, but it is still above the 8-day, and the 21 days all the way down here, so maybe it needs a little time. Then you have the cloud names that I also went over this morning. I didn't play any of them because I just felt like I missed out. I should have been in them yesterday if I was at my desk. So TTD, you know, holding, I just say this is a big channel. It's now looking a little bit better in here. No real setup. It's going to probably need some kind of earnings before it goes. I don't think it's going to have a pre-earnings rally, but it could. But so if you're in it from this little red dog reversal here and didn't sell it there, then maybe today you bought it, but it went fast. A lot of these look the same. Twilio also, you know, held the 50-day. Now we'll see, does it start getting better again and maybe some power? But right now we're not in a power stage of the market. We're in a digestion before first quarter earnings. But this is still hanging in there, you know, hanging in. Twilio, making another little wedge. Coop was acting better as of yesterday. Traded above this pivot, which I wrote down. Wow, I should probably be in some of this because I was so excited here and I lost money there that now it's coming back up. And earnings aren't for a while. Hey Peter, do you know when Coop's earnings are? Coop, C-O-U-P? Do you trade that one? No. No? Okay. By the way, great call on Marvell for the day. We'll see. It's closed strong, lots of volume. Some of you guys are like, why are you in Marvell? I was like, you know what, the semis are strong, and there was an option sweeper out there that saw all these contracts bought. So, you know, volume, you know, measures money, right? Big money's going in still. So, you know what, I'm not that big, but I have some, you know, I could play along. So that's why today I went out a few weeks saying, hey, you know what, look at this side, look at this move. It's a, you know, I wouldn't be buying the stock because it's up 1, 2, 3, 6 days, so that violates my day count rule. But I've seen this before where people talk about deals out there, and if it's this strong, sometimes there's validity to it. I remember I was in some stock deal with Intel took over. Who did Intel take over? Remember like a year or two ago? Which, what? June 10th is Coop? Okay, what was that? Remember the Intel deal? There was like an Intel deal that everyone was talking about, and it was so, the stock was so strong, and then finally got taken over. It was like a year ago. I don't know. We played it. I can't. It's so far gone. But anyway, this reminds me of that. So again, I've probably played for 20, 30 takeovers, and I may have had one or two that I wasn't playing for one with. So anyways, that's why I bought some calls today. So if you're watching me on the VTF, they actually were up pretty nicely. But that's not what we're trading it for. But fundamentally, we played this also, and this is supposed to be like a 5G play. And some guys, that I think know a little bit about what they're talking about, told me about it this year. I think I might have even had it on my 2019 report for this year, or 2018 for 2019. But overall, should probably pause here, and then we'll see what's next. If anything, Xilinx was like the trade today. Look at that move Xilinx had, trying to get above and stay above this last level. Came a little off highs, but still, what a nice move from earnings, right? This is a leader. You want to be with leaders. You want to be long stocks that are above the 821 day, not short them, and not have opinions. And this has been trending up. I don't trade it, but it looks good. Every now and then I'll post it for you. I did get back into ACB, nothing huge. Guys on the VTF were talking about it, and I said, hey, you know what? I'm not in this. It was really good to us. I don't want to lose track of it, but it is going sideways right here. So I said, hey, let me get into a feeler. We know what a feeler is when it's not turned on yet, but so I bought a little bit today, and I actually closed above yesterday's high. So now I probably would buy some more if it gets above and stays above this spot tomorrow. Hey, by the way, as I'm watching this, guys, Traders Toolbox, doing the recap over here, guys. Not in the. Anyway, this looks good. This ACB. We'll see if it can continue. CGC. Maybe it held here and could go a little bit higher. I think go back to this one. Maybe this line is now gone, so it could do something a little bit better. Still taking its sweet tushy time. Not that I know that's not a good term. It's not a technical term, but those are our fabulous team behind us that you probably talk to and complain about if I'm not at my desk or if I'm in Eastern Europe and you're not getting my note on time. They're all behind me. Tesla. Ooh, hanging in here. Yes. It's maybe inside range. Maybe tries to fill that gap and then tries this again. We'll see. Oh, the banks. I haven't posted a chart of Goldman in a little while, and I did tweeted you guys around 9:40 that I bought Goldman Sachs for earnings next week, just as a feeler, and then all of a sudden, I tell you guys when, I have a feeler on with options, and then all of a sudden, it looks technically good, and I have both. That means it's looking really good, whereas maybe, look here with Goldman Sachs. Big move from the low end of the range. It was hard to see that coming, but now it held the 8-day, turned up today, so I'm in the stock. But until probably JP Morgan announces on Friday, I probably won't stay with it into JP Morgan Friday, but I'll stay with my options so I can hold my options through because my options are risk is premium paid. This gets above 206. Why can't it get to 210? I think we bought the 205s at less than $3. I'm not sure where they closed, but I'm in some stock just in case it wants to do it prior. We also had JP Morgan, that's looking pretty good too now technically. Nice bull flag after, these two false moves digesting the top third of this range. Maybe it gets above and stays above 106.50 on, on Friday morning or maybe before, and then you have this, and that could probably help the overall bullish tape, I guess. And that'd be a good trade for us. We're neither bulls or bears. Even though I like to be bullish and I like to be in a portfolio approach, I don't press upon my likes on the market. I just go with what's happening, and we're above the 21 days, so it means we're strong and we're trying to figure out what's next. So I'll be in stuff. What else am I in? I tried this PDD early on, and some news that Apple might not do something with them, so I have some calls on. So if you see my disclosures of why do you have calls on, someone liked it and said, hey, they may be stealing some business from Alibaba, so I bought a little bit, but technically it's not showing me anything. So if it was technically showing me something, I'd be in the stock and options right now. Risk is premium paid. I went out a month. Same thing with Ameren. I went out a month. Ooh, look at that chart. That looks like it's something's happening. It looks like they could get a little day trade through there, besides the options, if it happens intraday with volume when I'm at my desk. So this chart is setting up again. Maybe we'll see some more upside, but it's hanging in there. We have 2 more weeks in the options, and I've been playing for some kind of big deal, for it to get above and stay above here, which hasn't happened yet. I've lost some money in options, but maybe, this was a good trade. I was in Mexico for that one. That helped pay for some quesadillas. Quesadilla. No, that's not. That's Italian food. Anyway, remember that? That was right here. So we'll see what happens there. So all in all, not a blockbuster day. You had to be in the right place at the right time in the morning. You definitely could have got chopped up. If you put your stops in the wrong place, you could have got a little hurt. Oh, I have a little lesson here. So one of the things I talk about is putting your stop on in the right place when you're not at your desk, not to count the money. So today, before I went to the gym at lunchtime to work out and shave before Fox Business, I'm in a little Google, sometimes it's loose and wide, and the low of the day was like 1202, and I bought it at like 1204. I'm like, do I really give it to 1202? And then I looked at the chart. I'm like, 1198 really is the pivot low, from yesterday, and then that's when the trade changes. Not really 1202. So I put it in at 1198 instead. I listened to my own tutelage, and now I'm still in it. If I would have put it in at the low of the day, I would have been stopped out and been probably a little pissed off, excuse my French, or when it closed at 1206, because I wouldn't be in it. And now I'm in it, and I'm waiting for maybe a better move. Because intraday, it was cute, and it took out the morning low, so that would have got me out. Sometimes you could use the low of the day. Sometimes you give it a little bit more space. If I go to the 5-minute chart, 3-minute, you'll see what happened. Where was it when it got, where was it? No, that's the 5. This is the 5-day. Where's the 5? Oh, whoops. 1 day. Where's okay, where is my minute? 1 day. Oh. All right, maybe I can't give you this little lesson now. Anyway, it's fine. Let's go back to the year-to-date. That's where we live. But anyway, you look at look at that nice little wedge setting up again. So at this point, I'm still in it. But again, look at your 5-minute chart, and you'll see that right around 2 o'clock, it broke 1202 and went to 1200 before rallying. And if you were too tight, giving Google just $2, you wouldn't still be in it. So in conclusion, I'm glad to be back. And I'll be here early in the morning. I'll update the charts, and new language, new pivots, and we'll do it again. And then bank earnings are on Friday. Have a great evening. Mikey.